Well. Good morning, West Ham fans. What's that mean? A very tired Russie B. Dancing like I'm a 21-year-old yesterday, although I'm a little bit more than 21. But those who put some lovely comments, Oasis were amazing. Honestly, best band ever, best gig I've seen ever. Phenomenal. And it was it didn't take ages to get back either, which was quite good. Anyway, sort of a late morning brunch headlines for you ahead of Sunday's game. Obviously, we play Bournemouth a little bit earlier, a little bit later on today. We hope to do a watch long if I don't fall asleep. As you can see, my eyes, they're like very tired. But we've got a few stories to talk about for your Sunday headlines. The first one is obviously we'll gloss over the Callum Wilson signing. We put out a little stats thing, but the less said about that, the better, in all honesty. But, he's in a West Ham shirt now. If he scores goals, he scores goals, So let's talk who's next. Let's talk sort of more. Actually, you've got a bit of a goalkeeper, attacking player, and a defender who's going out on loan. So let's talk about the sort of attacker. One player we've been sort of kind of linked around the back pages, so to speak, is Ukrainian Dynamo. No, Shakhtar Donetsk sort of midfielder, Sudakov. Now, he's someone that we've looked at. We've been told, we've had a little look for Georgie. And according to reports coming out today, was it today? Yep, today. Yep. It says that the Ukrainian club want at least £40 million for Sudakov, who is described as a midfield magician. He had a breakthrough season last year, hitting 15 goals from midfield. Shakhtar only finished third in the Ukrainian Premier League, but now see Sudakov as a key player. So it's little wonder they don't want to sell him on the cheap, basically. They've already started their season in terms of Europa League qualification, drew 0-0 with Finnish side FC 𝗕𝗥𝗨𝗡𝗔𝗗𝗟𝗓 without Sudakov in the side, but won the home leg 6-0. Now, we've been tracking him for a while. He's a 22-year-old midfielder, and last season, 37 appearances, 15 goals, and 5 assists. 40 million, maybe about a little bit on the spenny side, in all honesty. But you can understand why, that, and we know when most teams say they want then they're more likely to accept a lower offer. So look, he's one of a dozen. He likes Jacob Ramsey and stuff like that. He's sort of the same price as Jacob Ramsey, really, where Jacob Ramsey's got a couple of years on him and Premier League experience already. So maybe that would be a safer bet. But you never know what you've got on your hands. You could have the next. Well, Chef Cheese is not a striker, really, but sort of, midfield maestro coming through. So, as I said, there's loads of things we're being linked to at the moment, and there's 100. I think it's 192. I think now players we've been linked with, and we've still got shy of 3.5 weeks. So let's see what happens next. In terms of who next, goalkeeper seems to be the one we're really, and it could be one, it could be two, it could be one or the other. We don't know. That's the thing. There's loads of stories out there, but there was an interesting story yesterday, which suggested that West Ham could be looking at a double deal with Leicester. In that we're interested in 2 of their players. We're interested in obviously Mads Hermansen, the goalkeeper, who, according to reports, has agreed personal terms. I don't know how that happens. But we're also been linked with a move for 𝗕𝗥𝗨𝗡𝗘𝗦, 21-year-old. And one of the bright sparks of Leicester's season last year, as well as Hermansen, in all honesty. Both were good for Leicester last year, and they couldn't build a team around him. I think we'll have to sort of keep an eye on the 𝗕𝗥𝗨𝗡𝗑𝗏, because I think if Eze moves on, then you'd think someone like Crystal Palace would be interested in him. I was reading a report today that Glasner is looking for a move for Paqueta. I just can't see that one happening, in all honesty. But we know that Karius has a £20 million release clause in his Leicester contract per relegation, so that's what he's going to cost for him. And the a note to make: the payment terms on that are not particularly favourable to the buying club. So obviously, it means a heavy upfront payment, basically. You've got to put that alongside with the fact that we're looking at someone like Mr. Hermansen as well. So it could be a double deal on the cards, possibly. Obviously, a cheaper, in terms of 𝗕𝗥𝗨𝗡𝗔𝗗𝗟𝗓, a cheaper option compared to someone like a Jacob Ramsey, Harvey Elliott, or Georgie Sudakov, and younger as well. He's a year younger than Georgie, and again got Premier League experience. So, although there is the AFCONs issue, he's a Moroccan international, I think he is, so he will be playing in the AFCONs as well as Diouf, as well as 𝗕𝗥𝗨𝗪, as well as potentially Wan-Bissaka as well. So, you'd lose 4 players potentially to the AFCONs. So it's worth bearing that in mind, because although it's just, a few weeks, it's a really busy time. So it might be you go for a European-based player than a player who represents an African country internationally. Don't know. One player I won't see in the West Ham shirt this season, unless there's a clawback involved, is Kaelen Casey. According to ex-WSU employee, he is due to go on a season-long move to Swansea City. That, we believe, will be announced sometime in the next few days. Obviously, when the side get back from America, I think then you'll see a lot of movement in and out of the club anyway. I think they get this summer series tournament out of the way. And perfect for him. Absolutely perfect. Great move. And this is exactly what he needs. And indeed, if you saw his performance against Everton, that first half was really, he got bullied about. And for me, he needs a decent run of games. You can't drop him in and expect him to be, Paolo Maldini. So this is right for his development. And to be honest, this should have been 2-3 years ago, at least. We were led to believe he asked to go out on loan last January, I think it was. But we were pretty short centre-back wise, and we said no. So look, it's great. It's exactly what we need. And a season-long loan for him. Good luck to the lad. Championship side as well. Decent level. Swansea a good side as well. So it adds up. It adds up. So good luck to Kaelen there, and he'll come back, and then next season can be competing for a regular slot in the first team, or in the first team squad at least. And that's it, my friends. Thank you very much for your time. If you like what we do, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good shizzle. And I'm going to go have a kip now before the Hungarian Grand Prix. And then I'm going to hopefully be still awake to watch the Bournemouth game. We'll be doing a watch along with you guys, so keep an eye on the channel. And hopefully you'll see my face again, you lucky bastards. Anyway, take care, everyone. Much love. Bye.